I just want to focus on um, energy a little bit and how, in my own experience, I feel it affects a lot of things that we do and our own well being and so on. The first thing is that, there's a lot of documentation and a lot of people have talked about how it's important for us to eat good food and exercise and all these things. And I don't want to go there. There's enough said about that. But there is one aspect that I don't find enough said about it. And so I'd like to focus on that a little bit. So we all of us consume food, obviously, and so the question is, what happens to that is a question. And when we eat something, the first thing we have to ask ourselves is, am I eating because I'm hungry? Am I eating because I need food? Or I'm just eating it because it's dinner time or lunch time and it's a routine that I'm following? And secondly, is it something that I'm doing it because I just enjoy doing it? Or is it something that is a need in my body? And hunger is a very important thing. And I feel that whenever we eat, when we are not hungry, probably what we consume is not getting totally digested and absorbed properly. And again, not being a medical doctor, I don't want to go into the medical side of things. But even if we eat something when we are actually hungry, the question is, what is it that happens to that food that goes in? Assuming that it's all good stuff. Well, the first point I'd like to make is that whenever I eat something, I'm not just consuming some material thing, but I'm also consuming the energy that comes with it. And oftentimes we don't focus on that, even though in our own tradition, people used to focus on this a lot, as a matter of fact, right? For example, let's say I consume some meal, I'm eating dinner. So if you look at that meal, apart from all the ingredients that has been sourced from various places, there's also the person who is actually putting all this together and turning it into something that I'm consuming. So the energy component in that is a very mixed, complicated thing. For example, the people who grew all these, the farmers, for example, who grew everything, be it vegetables or something else. The question is, with what energy did they do that? Because those components will have this energy component combined with the material thing. As good as the material aspect might be, it also comes with the energy component. So one thing that we can focus on is, when we source all these things, we have to look at things and say, okay, where is it coming from? And the people who actually grew this, or the middlemen who sell it and so on, what energy component is there? Because I'm actually consuming that, whether I'm conscious about it or not. The second component is that when somebody cooks the food, for example, with what feelings are they doing that? For example, if I go eat at a restaurant, obviously the guy who's preparing the thing, he's doing it as a commercial enterprise, and he's doing it to make money. His goal is not my well-being. So in this whole food chain, if you want to call it that, all the people who were involved in that food chain, it would be very nice if we can absorb things or consume things where the energy component was very good at every single stage. So if we can focus on this a little bit, for example, we can grow our own vegetables, just as I'm at one point, we can do that. But if that's not practical, at least we can try to exclude certain things where obviously profit making was the main component. For example, if you buy something from a farmer who grew it, it's a lot better than say, buying it from a store where multiple middlemen have been involved in that thing. Oftentimes, we don't focus on this at all, but I think that we do need to look at all the people who were involved, the reasons why they did what they did, and finally, when it reaches my kitchen, so to speak, all the raw ingredients and so on, it'll be nice if you can focus on that a little bit and make sure that the energy component that came with it is good.